So my husband and I have been together for 18 years,
Okay.
married. We've known each other for 20. We met in college. We have 6 children together, ranging from 17 down to 6.
Wow.
And my problem is my husband doesn't feel like talking to other women while still being married to me and in the same house with me is not considered emotional infidelity.
Can we define a little bit what you mean by talking to other women? It's really important that I understand what's going on.
Messaging.
And who are these women? How's he finding them? What kind of messaging is it?
We found them, I'm going to believe, through Twitter, through X.
Okay.
They will post, things on like their profile or whatever, and he will respond, and he says things that make me question if I'm beautiful enough, if I'm good enough, if he sees things of like these women that are in like bikinis and makes comments, and it really makes me feel like I'm not pretty enough for him.
And what kind of conversation? First of all, you're right. It's not appropriate. I'm just going to validate that what you're feeling is 100% correct, just in case there was any question. But I'm trying to dig deeper and understand.
You're good.
I'm trying to understand what has been done and what have you tried and his reaction and where he's at. So when you bring it up to him, what does he say?
He has said things like, I don't want to hurt you, so that's why I hide what I'm saying to them.
So he knows it would hurt you when he's doing it. So he's hiding it, knowing it would hurt you.
He knows it hurts me.
Okay. And so what do you say when he says he's hiding it? Kind of what's the dialogue sound like?
I said that we're married and you shouldn't be messaging other women while married. I have said that he needed to make a choice. That he needed to choose them or me.
And what was his response? Does he go quiet? Does he argue with you?
He went quiet. When I said that last year, he went quiet. He just sat there. He told me things like, his love for me is unconditional. And I said, for someone who loves somebody unconditional, they don't do things like this.
Yeah. And so you're saying last year, what has happened since then? Because that's a long time.
It is a long time. So when we first got together, before we got married, he said that divorce was not on the table and that we would always work things out.
Okay.
In the last 3 years, he has been worried about us, and he wrote a post on Facebook 3 years ago that he wanted to, was looking forward to the next 15 years with me.
Well, so hold on. I'm getting mixed signals here. Tell me, I want to be clear because we don't have a ton of time. I'm trying to. That's okay. That's okay. I just want to make sure I'm giving you any kind of help I can in the short time we have together. So 3 years ago, he said he's looking forward to the next 15 years. Maybe that's true. Maybe that was a Facebook post. I'm going to try and assume it's true. A lot of people do kind of put on a show for their public feed. But a year ago, you brought this up and you had a confrontation and you said he has to make a choice. And he's still doing it, I take it? Is that what's happening right now a year later? And so he's made his choice. What have you done?
I've tried to show up.
What do you mean by show
I've tried
up?
to love him. Change how I show up for him. Change how I am as a wife. Change how I...
And has there been any kind of response to that?
Yeah, there's been some. they're not consistent enough because I do struggle with consistency.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know.
Okay, got it. So listen, if you're being 6 kids together is no joke. I have 4, and we call our 4th one the little vasectomy. So it's I hear you, and you've been together for 20 years. This is not something you throw away like an old shirt. So I want to try and help, but I also need you to understand that you have to hold a boundary at some point, okay? So the boundary is the last resort, and we'll talk about how to handle that. But until we get to the boundary, let me explain your best foot forward, okay? So your best foot forward is to go to your husband and say, listen, we've been together 20 years. We have 6 children together. I love you with all my heart. This is too painful for me. And I can't do this when you are looking at other women. I cry myself to sleep. I called into a Instagram radio show to complain. I'm pulling my hair out of my head, right? What do you need? Let me lead with generosity here. What do you need from me that this doesn't happen anymore? Do you need sex once a week? Do you need me to hug you once a day? Tell me specifically what it looks like where you don't feel the need to do this, and write it down. Sit there, take it seriously. Have a piece of paper, right? Write down, this is what you need, and have a plan. The plan never goes 100%. I'm just going to warn you. There's always going to be bobbing and weaving and some changes, but you have a plan that at least he will sign off with, right? If he says, well, if you made out with me 3 times a week, I don't think I'd feel the urge, or if you did this, or if you did that, right? And see if it's something you're comfortable with, right? Maybe your husband's needs are too high, or he won't verbalize them. And I should mention something about that right off the bat. So if he says, I don't know what I need, then your job is to say, you need to figure this out. Because if you're saying there's nothing I can give you that will ever make you stop this, then the relationship is over. But if you're saying, I don't know what my needs are because you're too shy or you're too scared I'll say no, push past that. I'm giving you an open door invitation to talk to me like a human, like a wife, like an adult, and I'm saying I want to give you what you need so that we can be a couple in a way that I'm comfortable with. And push hard. If he says, I don't know, if we just spent more time together once in a while, maybe, like some kind of BS answer, say that doesn't sound real, right? Like, what do you need physically? What do you need emotionally? Where if you saw a woman on Twitter, you just keep flipping on by because you're happy at home. You have to get an answer. You have to push hard for an answer. And then you have to deliver, assuming it's something you're comfortable with, right? If he says, well, I want to sleep with you every day, and you're in a place in your life where that's just not feasible because you're not emotionally there, or you're physically it's painful, or whatever, then you have to negotiate. I mean, I hate saying it in such blunt terms, but you do. You have to negotiate. Like if I go to my wife and I say, I want to sleep with you every day, we have 4 small kids, she'd be like, get lost, pal. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, and I want a pony, so you have to be somewhat realistic, but that's the conversation you have to have. And then you have to see how it goes.
And he did say, if you want to negotiate, then we need to actually sit down in person and physically see each other and negotiate. Because we want to make change and we want to make our home a more peaceful place. And I feel like it's not because it's me and him.
Right. Well, what do you mean you have to see each other in person? Are you not seeing each other in person?
No, I mean, we use Telegram a lot.
No. This is not a conversation you have over the phone or on text or Telegram. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's what he said to me. He said to me in Telegram, if you want to really negotiate and make changes, then we need to really sit down together in person and do so.
Great.
And then I just keep putting off doing it because I think I'm so afraid of what his response will be. But you're right. I do need to just say,
yes.
What could I change? What could be?
So the problem here, I'm going to cut you off just because it's clear what the problem is. He has something in mind that he wants, and you're too afraid to hear it. This is the block. So if you need to work on yourself and your courage, because listen, you have 3 roads ahead of you. I'm going to paint the picture, right? One is
Right.
you get divorced because you realize the relationship will never work, right? One is you guys come to terms that you can accept and you have a happy marriage again, right? And the middle road is where you are now. And the middle road is the most torturous. The middle road is I'm too scared, and so I'm going to allow myself to be hurt every day instead of confronting one of the 2 real solutions.
Right.
And so I'll be with you in spirit the whole time that conversation happens. Here's the thing. You've known him for 20 years. I don't think he's going to pull a fast one on you and say, secretly, I want to, date 17 other men and have you watch. It's not going to be crazy. It's going to be within the realm of reasonability. But he's too afraid that you also are closed off to hearing it, which is why he's like, if you're serious, show up and talk to me about it. And he's right. What he's doing fair? No. No, he's not doing something that's fair, right? As a husband, he should learn how to lead a little bit, just to kind of criticize him a little bit, right? He should learn how to take you, even if it's 11 o'clock at night and you're tired, and say, we need to have a serious talk and we need to do it in person. We need to have it now, right? That's what a man does. And I'm sorry that he's not able to do that for you. He's kind of hiding behind, well, you start the meeting, right? But that's where you're at right now. And so unfortunately, you have to meet people where they're at.
I feel like I have to do the hard things because he feels like he did so much of being the dependent one. And I'll tell you that. He feels like for 15 years he was the dependent one and the one who always tried to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck. It's a very auspicious time for of the year for me. I'm a Jew, and so it's the Jewish New Year starts tonight. It's a time of change.
Okay.
It's a time to actually ask yourself what you want to become for the next year. So I think this call is perfect timing, and hopefully you take this inspiration and go have that conversation that you need to have, okay?
So give me that question one more time.
What do you need in order for you not to feel pulled to talk to these women? What do you need from me? And you write down the answer. And then you negotiate if it sounds too extreme. And you push them. You make sure and you repeat, is this going to, do you really think if I do A, B, C, and D, the things that you've talked to, you wouldn't feel a pull? Are you pretty sure that would work? And you give it a try. All right?
What if he answers me and says it's too late?
If he says it's too late, then it's too late. You could fight a little bit. You could say, let's try one more time. If you don't want to try one more time, why are we still here? How come you haven't filed divorce papers? There's a part of you that's still fighting for this relationship. Tell me what it is.